racetrack. It's 4 kilometers, 2.5 miles, approximately 14 corners, and there's a lot of the racetrack which is open to track limit abuse, and there have been a lot of drivers have been penalised, at times removed from qualifying this morning as a consequence of this track limit abuse. So that's something that can have potential add-on penalties at the end of the race. Let's look at the racetrack quickly. Sector 1 is gone, Sector 2 are almost complete, 14 turns. The key to this racetrack is fundamentally it's a circuit for motorcycles. So all the entry curves and all the exit curves are virtually flat, and that's where we get this introduction of track limit abuse coming from. So everybody is aware of it, everybody is pushing the envelope, and you push it too far, you've got a time removed.
And when he gets to the race, it could be even more draconian with drive-through penalties. Now, Valentino Rossi knows his way around here on two wheels. He tested GT cars here at the back end of last season, and lots of his fans, as you would expect, are here to cheer him on, and he will start the race today. He will do the second stint tomorrow. That is his qualifying time. He is the start driver. The grid has been shuffled a bit with grid problems, offences this morning, and his car in the end will start 12th on the grid, sharing with
Valentino tested here initially for WRT Audi. He was doing lap times approximately 1 minute 34 point whatever. To show how much he's improved in the space of the year, although we're not necessarily always seeing him when we see him behind the wheel, but he did a lap 1:30.0 something or other this morning. So he's basically fine in the space of a year, the best part of 3 seconds, which is a significant amount of time for a driver coming into a sport which is diametrically opposite to that one that he's been accustomed to make that level of improvement. So it's still a work in progress, and the team were very impressed by his approach and the way that he's delegated his own responsibilities to seeking out information, to use that information to try and improve himself.
and he has improved, and the pace has always been
You know, the whole damn time I was muted, talking, didn't even know it was muted. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to another episode. We're under the 1 minute mark here. Another episode. We want to, unfortunately, Ghost is not able to broadcast tonight. I will be giving you some chocotainment this evening. And tonight is definitely going to be a doozy, man. We have, like Ghost be saying, we have a doozy tonight. So, speaking of Ghost, we want to send him a big shout out, a big hug, man, because Ghost, unfortunately, is not able to broadcast tonight due to the wildfires that are currently happening in Canada area. So we want to send out a big hug and a thank you for broadcasting it. So I will be doing this evening's broadcast tonight for Ghost. Again, big shoes to fill. I got a lot of shoes to fill tonight, so I'm gonna try to give you the best chocotainment available before we go ahead and all right, we're at free practice, so we're at 3-minute wait times before we go ahead and get started for the qualification here in 15 minutes. So we have a nice grid here of 18, and these drivers still have time to come in the race because we don't close the race down until the qualification starts. We have 3 minutes, and then we'll have 15-minute qualification, and then we'll have an 80-minute race pending after that. So pretty soon here we'll see how the grid shapes up. Let me go ahead and get this shared out with my community here. This is Choco2225 coming live, filling in shoes for Ghost, man. It's gonna be some hard shoes to fill tonight, but I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm gonna give you some, like I said, chocotainment tonight, baby. It's gonna be a nice one. This grid times are very close, man, but this is what we do here at IRL. We keep these times close, man, because we want to give you a quality grid here over quantity. So this grid right here you're seeing is a quality grid, and driver safety briefing is done, and these drivers know to accept this for this evening. All right, so now we're at the qualification mark, and we'll see how this shapes up. In the meantime, let me go ahead and get this quick share out here from my community here, now that I got the link. And it looks like Johnny B is going to head out first. No, I'm sorry. Rapid went out first. All right, let me share this before. All right, pretty soon we'll shape up here. So let's go ahead and drive with him. All right, we're in the 277 McLaren car with Dan SN. Dan SN in the 277 McLaren. We're gonna see what's gonna happen here. So let's go ahead and trying to find the channel here. Okay, found it. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and Iris Jerry in the 111. So let's go ahead and go through this grid here. So we have Iris Jerry in the 111 car McLaren, Bernie 10 in the Audi 10 car sitting in the pits right now. We have JDR in the Lamborghini 430 car. And again, it's going to be a night race tonight, so the visibility is going to be minimal to these drivers and the viewers as well. So brake marks is going to be different here. So these drivers are going to have to really have a lot of paying attention here. They have to look at different braking markers this evening, because the ones on the ground are pretty limited on visibility. So finding other marks is going to be very important here tonight. There's a lot of, I think, 16 total turns here in Valencia. So there's a lot of turning tonight. And again, a lot of space and a lot of room. You have to have a lot of room tonight. So, all right. So looks like Rod Vieira in the 571 Ferrari is going to be exiting here to the pit, from the pits into the circuit. And again, he's going to wait here, be patient while the oncoming traffic proceeds. So now Vieira proceeds on to the grid there. All right. We have Fluka in the 3296. We have GLR Racer in the 14 Ferrari. Tango as well in the 26 Ferrari. A lot of Ferraris and McLarens tonight. Cletus in the 41 Ferrari. Ned Ward 204 in the Ferrari as well, 29 car. Critical Basilico in the Ferrari 52 sitting in the pits right now. Patiently waiting here for some of this time to go down. We have 12-minute mark here. Then we have Philip Young in the 989 Bentley. I think is we have two Bentleys tonight. We have Philip Young and Delta Mike. So here is Delta Mike as he proceeds with caution back on the circuit. Great job. All right, looks like so far we have two Bentleys in the Porsche GLR Seal in the 555. We have 48 and currently in third. All right, looks like the grid is shaping up now. So right now in fourth on the grid is Rapid Duck in the McLaren 48 car. We have currently in third on the grid is the #1 last season's champ in the McLaren as well, MX Block. He has switched from Audi to McLaren. Looks like it's doing well for him thus far in the season. All right, so right now MX is in fourth on the grid right now in current time. Then we have our second place finisher of last season, and again that was a tight finish. That was a tight finish for first and second. As you see, these two had it out all season. Had it out. These two on the same team together in the Audi IRL racing team, Johnny B and MX Blossom. So right now Johnny B is in the 2 position on the grid in the #2 car. Second place winner last year of our standings. Right now leading the grid, if y'all want to touch it, it's going to be Josh Hart, number 88 car, also in the McLaren. So McLarens are leading the way right now. We'll see what the rest of the grid has to say about this grid here. In the 15th position right now, we have the 277 car, Dan SN, and also the McLaren. So we have a lot of McLarens and Ferraris tonight. Maybe one Porsche, I don't know. Iris Jerry currently sitting in 12th in the 111 McLaren. Bernie has not put out a lap yet, sitting in the pits. JDR currently sitting in 9th. JDR 317, 430 Lambo. So as of right now, looks like we have 2 or 3 Lambos. 16th spot is Vieira. I'm just going to go ahead and say Vieira, 571 Ferrari. And I don't think he has completed a lap yet. In process. All right. And we have Fluka in 6th right now. Okay, we went through that. GLR Racer in 10th in the 14th Ferrari. Tango 8. All right, so it looks like we have gone through the grid here. Philip Young, 989 Bentley. So we have 2 Bentleys and Delta Mike. All right, 555 Rapid Duck now sitting in 3rd. All right. We're at 9 minutes. We're at the under 10-minute mark here. So let's go ahead and let's see how this grid is shaping up here. All right. Like I said, tonight's Visibility is going to be low, but it's manageable. Very manageable. All right? Very, very manageable. All right. So again, welcome everyone to round 3 of Valencia IRL Summer Sunday Series. IRL Infinite Sundays. All right now Rapid Duck is in 3rd. All right, and we have MX still sitting in 4th, looking like he's going to get faster than 131.8. All right, currently sitting in 2nd is Johnny B with a time of 1:3.13. And again, Josh is leading the way with a 1:30.4. Dan SN with a 1:33.2. We still have a very fast grid. Doesn't matter. Even in 16th, we have a 1:38 with Jerry. Okay, so Bernie's coming out. Bernie 10 is coming out now to get his first lap in. All right, 1:34.9 is going to be JDR 317, currently 10 and 12. All right, running a 1:33.9 is going to be Vieira. So Vieira is in 11th right now with a 1:33.9. So these times are still pretty fast times, but man, we have a fast grid tonight. Currently right now, Fluka in 5th with a time of 1:32.1. So pretty soon here, he might break the 1:31s here. So he's just looking for that groove. The Delta says otherwise, but again, this track is a lot of corners. You gotta take these corners right. Some wide, some in, wide, and then in. Again, this is a flow track. Kind of reminds me of Misano in a sense for me. This is my opinion, but it's got that Misano flow to it to me. To Valencia. So I do like the track. I do enjoy the track. Right now, my best time is a 1:34.3 at this track. And again, I didn't practice much this week due to the fact that I was broadcasting. I had a broadcast, and was going to lean more into the broadcasting, so I didn't want to put too much time into getting my time better. But I did start off at a 1:36, 1:37, and got it down to a 1:34. So there's still some more tweaking and tuning I need to do with my 296, but I'll get it. I want to get to the 1:33s. As long as I'm making progress, doesn't matter to me. So, all right. So Fluka right now is in 5th, 1:32. All right. We have Jello Racer in 10th with a 1:33.6 time. Best time of 1:33.6. And again, all these times are pretty fast. I mean, pretty decent times. And it's just a fast grid tonight. 1:33.6. I mean, 1:32.5, and he's sitting in 6th right now. His best time is 1:32.5, sitting in 6th. All right, so let's look at these times here, these timetables. All right. And right now, Josh Hart is sitting at a 1:30. I mean, he is really pretty much got all the time sectors right now. So Josh Hart is pretty comfortable in his car right now, and he's looking really good right now. And the time difference between him and Duck is superb. Like it's almost a whole second. Almost a whole second faster. So Josh is pretty proficient here with this McLaren at Valencia. It's gonna be a hell of a task here to catch that 88 car. But again, this is a grid here full of speed, and when you look at the first 11, one mistake from 5 on to 11. Even here, it's close to there, not too far off. I mean, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a doozy, like Go says. It's going to be a daggone doozy. All right, so we have 18 on the grid, and we're still waiting on 2 cars to get times here. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back here. So as you can see, the times here are very close between the top 7. It's actually the top, sheesh. Yeah, very close. One mistake. Good grid. Good grid. All right, well, let's go ahead and get back on this grid. We'll jump on board with Cletus. The 41 Ferrari right now, he's currently sitting in 6th place, and we have under the 5-minute mark before we finish qualification here. So the grid is shaping up here slowly but surely. There's 18 cars here at Valencia for round 3 at night. Again, the visibility is going to be slim, very low. We'll go inside one of these cars just to give you an idea of the visibility here. We'll go inside with Cletus here. That first turn gets me, man. That first turn gets me. Alright, we're at the 5-minute mark here. And as you can see, the visibility is going to be pretty low, so these guys are definitely going to have to find breaking points here, other than on the track for some. You're going to have to look for signs, something to help them here with the visibility. And we're in Spain at Valencia for round 3. Alright, as he crosses the Champy. And around turn 13 to approach Adrian Campos, final corner number 614. We have a total of 14 turns here. Alright, so we'll do another quick little track guide here with Cletus. Not able to break the time of 1:32. Alright, when we go down the straight here into Aspar, turn 1. And this is the turn that gets me here. You got to take this precisely and right. The track limits are pretty wide here, so not bad here. So as we go into the hairpin do-hand, it's going to be a tight turn here. We're going to turn 3 and into turn 4, which is Nico Terral right here. It's going to be a tight turn in here, followed by turn 5, leading into turn 6, which is Angel Nieto turn. Angel Nieto. This one's going to be a widen in. Most of these turns you're able to take on 2 here. Goes a little wide there, messes up the delta time, and invalidates his lap here. Alright. So Curva de la Afición right here as he approaches the, which one is this one? Lost here. Okay, it's turn 11 going into turn 10. This is turn 9 here. And turn 11 as he goes into Champy. Herreros. The chicane. And this is going to lead us into turn 13. That chicane is going to be a killer too here. And coming into the final turn 14 of Adrian Campos. And then into straight to the finish line. Alright, so once again, Cletus is not able to break that delta. So in the car with Critico running a time of 1:32.1, currently sitting 6th on the grid. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you for tuning in today as we go to round 3 of Valencia. Again, this is going to be a close one. This is going to be a definitely close one. Visibility low. I'm hoping turn 1 in the first hairpin is survived. Again, if you get through lap 1, I promise you it's going to be a good race. The grid will start spreading out as we continue. But we have to survive that lap 1. Survive lap 1, then we're going to have a nice race. So right now, Josh Hart will remain in P1. So let's go ahead and go through this grid here. Actually, let's go ahead and stay here. So Critico is trying to break that at 6. See what he does with that delta there. Right now, the delta is looking good. And we'll see how this finishes out for him. But Josh Hart running an incredible time, a really fast time. He's going to be hard to catch tonight, very hard. Alright, so Critico is going to be satisfied with 5. Critico, well, he has no choice, but He's going to be sitting in fifth, so he does make up a grid spot on the grid.
This weekend, 26 cars from 6 manufacturers: Audi, Ferrari, Lamborghini, McLaren, Mercedes, and Porsche are all on the grid. Fanatec GT World Challenge Europe.
All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this grid again. So currently sitting in P1 on the grid is Josh Hart with a time of 1:30.4. Boy, that is flying. Johnny B. Baggins sitting in 2 with a 1:30.9. Rapid Duck sitting in 3. McLaren's leading the way right now. So we have 4 McLarens leading the charge. Josh Hart in 1. Johnny B. Banging in P2. Rapid Duck at P3. MX at P4. In 5th spot is Critico Basilico. In 6th is Fluka. 7th on the grid is Dan SN. 8th on the grid is going to be Cletus. 9th on the grid is going to be Vieira. 10th on the grid is going to be Seal. Racer on 11th, Tango. And 12th, JDR 317 and 13. 14 is Philip Young. 15 is Edward 204. 16 on the grid is Iris Jerry, followed by Delta Mike. And rounding out the grid is going to be Bernie 10 in the number 10 Audi. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that is going to be your grid for tonight. Again, Josh Hart leading the way with a very fast extreme time of 1:30.4. Almost a whole second, I believe. If we look at these timetables here, let's just look at ridiculousness. And Johnny came close, but just not enough. 0.5 of a second off, but look at these times. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous times in here. This is going to be a good grid, a really fast grid. We have 18 cars on here tonight. And again, it's going to be a lot of patience for these. There's going to have to be a lot of patience here. The visibility is low. Let's be patient. Let's get through lap 1, and I promise you we'll have a great race. Get through lap 1, we'll have a great race. All right, so we'll be at the waiting mark here soon, but these times are insane. And again, Josh Hart just led the way. No one was able to beat in any sector any of his fastest lap times. And again, of course, with a 1:30.4, who has the nuts to get it done. So Johnny B banging very, very close nearby, but not enough. Still looking at the tail lights of Josh Hart. And so will Rapid, MX, and everybody else behind him. All right. So again, this is going to be a tight one. These times are very, 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 very close to each other. One mistake, it's a doozy. It's gonna be very tight. It's gonna be very tight tonight at Valencia. This is pretty good times. It's gonna be a good grid. So again, I'm excited to see tonight's outcome, tonight's competition level. All right, we got a 3-minute wait mark. So what we'll do, like Ghost does all the time, we'll how many cars we have? So we'll go in 9th with Vieira as mid grid with 18 cars there. So we'll stick with Vieira, and actually, you know what? We'll stick up here because we'll stay at Vieira. We'll stay with Vieira for right now. And we wish all these drivers good luck tonight. Again, it's going to be a good race. It looks like it's going to be a lot of competition tonight. A lot of competition, okay? A lot of competition. And again, it's good. It's tonight's task is chasing Hart. Chasing Hart. That time is ridiculous. And again, he's going to be the guy to beat tonight. And I'm pretty sure everybody is aware of that tonight. So, again, the points are still up for grabs. It's only round 3 of 8. And we'll see how this pans out. So another 2 minutes here. This driver is inputting the last setups, last minute details, calculating fuel. Again, tonight is going to be a 2-stop optional. So the drivers, as long as they make 2 stops, they can do anything they want. Fuel, tires, fuel, whatever however they tickle their own fancy, whatever they want. Choice is theirs. Again, so the strategy is going to have to come and play tonight.
30 seconds.
All right, 30 seconds. Here we go. All right, so the drivers are going to go ahead and turn on their lights here.
Key to their chances this weekend is going to be the pace of Timo Roglič's qualifying session and how close to the opposition he can stay in the opening stint of the opening race.
All right, these cars are looking real pretty here. All right, so in about 5 seconds, we'll get ahead and get the grid moving here and what these guys are going to do. And again, I don't know how much it's going to benefit, but they're going to go around the track here in a single file formation. And then they're going to get these brakes warmed up. Get the tires warmed up as much as possible. So we'll go in single file around the whole track. Last minute feels. Again, we'll be in the car with the 571 currently in 9th Sierra. And I wish I had better cameras to select other than the ones that are provided to us right now, but unfortunately we only could do what we have with what we have here. So hopefully they fix that soon on the next update. But I missed the helicopter view. I missed the helicopter view. That would have been beautiful for this insane race here. But unfortunately right now we don't have it available to us. As of right now, this is the last update, I believe. Alright, so what's the VR right now? This is gonna be very competitive here, man. I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and go in front of the grid because I got a feeling this is gonna be. We'll stay with see, that's fine. Okay, we'll stay with Duck, who's currently in 3rd, because this is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good one. Looks like they're gonna start approaching the last corner here. Looks like maybe no, not yet. Just yeah, double. They're lining up in double file. So let's go ahead and go on the outside. All right, looks like this lining up double file formation here. That means we'll get a green light here. They're approaching the last turn here before they go ahead and get into the straight to get that green light here for 80 minutes of pure adrenaline racing. Pure adrenaline racing. Alright, again, we'll stay in the car with Duck because this grid up front looks phenomenal as they come down the straightaway for a green light, and we got a green light, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like Rapid Duck is still sitting in 3rd. Josh Hart has the inside there in the turn 1. Can we survive turn 1 here? So far, so good, ladies and gentlemen. So far, so good. Very tight racing here. Again, the visibility is very low for me here. So I'll try to keep up as much as I can. So right now, the grid stays as such. Johnny B was able to take P1 and move in a 1st spot from Josh Hart. But the grid is still tight and in formation here. All right, currently MX is in 5th, now 4th, as he looks on getting that slipstream there from Rapid Duck. Again, all of these drivers here are very tight here. Everybody's nice and tight. Not too much anything separating these cars from at least the 1st all the way back, man. Everything is still pretty tight. I don't see any incidents thus far on the grid, but again, it's kind of hard. I want to stay up here because these times are so close to each other. I don't think we want to miss any opportunity here. But again, we'll go through the grid as we go. But right now, let's keep this action for at least the next couple of minutes up front to make sure we don't miss anything up here or any changes are being made. But right now, Johnny B is in the lead with almost a 3-second gap in front of MX, but very close between him and Josh Josh is literally on his ass right now. So let's go. Rapid Duck is in third. You can see this grid is really, really tight. Again, I wish I had the helicopter view, but unfortunately we don't have that available to us from Kunos. So we'll make with what we have here. Still goes a little wide here, running in ninth. The 555 Porsche car, I think the only Porsche car here. Currently sitting ninth and pretty in ninth. GLR still looks like he's made some ground up as well. Vieira dropped down one position, because if I remember correctly, we was going to start with Vieira in ninth. Now he's in 10th. So GLR still making some moves here and looking like creeping out. He wants to move up on the grid spot, on the grids here. All right, right now Rapid Duck in fourth, so he has now dropped down to fourth, looks like. No, still in third. Still very tight between the first four as they start somewhat separating themselves from the rest of the grid here. Again, Johnny leading the way closely behind is Josh Hart. They're both in McLaren. The McLarens are right now first, second, third, and fourth of the McLarens. As you can see, they're very close to each other as Johnny B takes the last turn into the straightaway there. With Josh Hart very close by. That slipstream he's smelling it. But look how close all that is right there. Right now, currently in 8th is Dan SN. So Dan is looking at making a move here. He's going to play patiently as he's catching that slipstream very close to Cletus, who's in 7th. Separating him and Cletus is under a second. So not much separating the first 8 from each other. One mistake can be costly. So currently sitting in 16th, it is going to be Irish Grid. So it looks like GLR is already in the pit. So I'm not sure if it's any incident or if it's part of the strategy. So we still have another hour and 16 minutes to go in tonight's event. Ernie now in 14th in the Audi. All right, JDR 13. Vieira still in 10th. Looking to making up some ground here from GLR. So he's under a second gap here between him and 9th. Where Fluka still sitting in 6th, looking pretty. Again, that's chicane, and you have to take that really good there. But Fluka very close there to critical. Not too much separation between them two. One mistake can be costly for either driver. And Cletus is close 7th behind Fluka. So these grid spots are definitely still very close. Again, those times, look at those times there, very close to each other. As tonight's agenda is to make minimal mistakes as able. All right, and again, tonight's a 2-stop strategy. 2-stop strategy, meaning the drivers stop at any time. We don't have a pit timer. So these guys are able to pit stop anytime during the race as long as they do choose. And the choice is the driver's choice. So strategy is going to have to play a big part tonight. Whether it's fuel or fuel tires, still a strategy is going to have to be implemented. GLR racer out of the pits and now back on the grid. He has completed one of his 2, him and Cletus. So Cletus is now in the 17th position, again clearing one of his pit stop requirements. Tango now moving in the 10th position, and Vieira moves up into 9th. GLR moves up into 8th, followed in Dennison in front of GLR. All right, so Cletus now exits the pit and is looking at making some ground there. Edward 204 currently sitting in 11th in the 29 Ferrari with almost a 7-second gap between him and Tango. So that's a pretty good spread out between 10th and 11th. But a lot of racing left. Ladies and gentlemen. And again, want to give a big shout out to Ghost, who's not able to broadcast tonight, man. So we send out our prayers to him as he's in Canada as they are battling wildfires. They're very close to home. to him. So we want to make sure that we send out our big shout outs, our prayers to Ghost, and I hope stay safe. Do whatever you can, buddy, to maintain safety, and hopefully you can join us again next week. And if not, I'll take over the big shoes and fill this in again. But as always, we will always miss a broadcast from Ghost when it's not Ghost. Just the type of broadcast he provides week in and week out are amazing, and I can't speak highly enough of how much we appreciate it. Him doing this for us every week, week in and week out. Just the realism of it makes it that much more even enjoyable for the drivers when they watch the post races, and some of them, sometimes I watch it live while I'm racing just to hear the commentating. So it is something that is very, 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 very liked around our league, and we strive on keeping this going and adding to our other series. So I'm really looking at adding the EU series, some broadcasting to the EU series for the next move. Should the grid remain very good and the drivers want to be broadcasted, then it's something that I'm going to strive to get for Saturday's EU team. The Sundays are very enjoyable post race for the drivers and the podium interviews and whatnot. So it's something I want to keep going, and I look forward to bringing this into the league for the EU side over there. So again, it's still a work in process, but looks like it's something the drivers want, and we're hoping on delivering that for IRL in the our EU division, which is going very well right now. That is spicy over there right now between the competition, the points. If we look on SimGrid right now, Critical now sitting in 5th. Philip Young in the Bentley. Again, we have 2 Bentleys tonight. Philip Young, I heard so many bad. I was driving the Bentley in the PS4 era on ACC. The car was I liked it a lot. I haven't driven it since then. I have not been in the car since. So but from what I hear, a lot of guys that are saying they screwed up the car. I don't know. I haven't been in it yet. So, but I heard the bop on it is not good or whatnot. The complaints, variety of different issues with it. But I enjoyed it in PS4. Again, that's PS4, so a lot of cars are different then. But I have not driven it in PS5. Right now, I'm hooked on the 296. I think my next car might be the McLaren. I'm not sure, but the 296 right now is a pretty stable out of the box car. Adding the tweak to it, additional tuning to your liking is even more enjoyable as you do it. But yeah, I'm enjoying the Ferrari 296. All right, so GLR seal in the Porsche. The only Porsche on the field, I think, is sitting in 8th right now. Again, a lot of these drivers have not completed the 2-stop requirement. So again, a lot of racing left and a lot of stopping. So right now, GLR Racer has completed that. MX Block sitting in 4th right now. Again, still has a 2-stop requirement. Running a 132.2 his last time, so he's still moving. So everybody still has grids and whatnot. Not grid, traction on their tires. Still running consistent times. And still sitting in the game. So that grid has not changed at all. First through 5th, 6th, I think, have not changed at all. 7th. Let's go and say 7th. Which is amazing, because normally by this time it has changed. But tonight's competition level is phenomenal. Again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, and those that will be tuning in post-race. Tonight we are giving you a doozy, a nice showdown. Again, Ghost is not able to broadcast tonight due to unforeseen circumstances in Canada with the wildfires. So I will be filling in the big shoes that I have to fill tonight, and I plan on giving you some good chocotainment in today's race, and I'm hoping I'm fulfilling my task at hand. Johnny B still leading the charge. But not much separates him and Josh. Again, that pressure, I know right now, I'm going to tell you, Johnny Boy got them Kung Fu grip. That shit is tight on that damn steering wheel. I'm telling you right now, he's farting, he got fart bubbles coming out his ass right now. Because Josh Hart is letting them know I'm on your ass, boy. I'm on you. He's not going to budge. Josh is not budging. So Johnny is definitely got bubble guts right now. I mean, look at that. I mean, one mistake, then it's a wrap. And Johnny knows that. And again, he's got the fastest time right now of 1:31.4. And again, qualifying is different from racing. So your qualifying time, you may not see it again. Or you may be faster, but racing and qualifying, two different things. Yeah, but that's juicy right now. This right here is too juicy. First and 2. I am 3 right now. Rapid Duck is in 3rd with 3.5 second gap between him and Josh. So right now, this battle right now for P1 is very, very close. And there's a separation between 3 and 4, which is Rapid and MX. So pretty much a whole racing team up front there competing at a high level. This whole grid is competing at a high level because even 14 spot Cletus is running the 133. So the whole grid is running fast right now, in my opinion. We're still at a 1 hour and 6 minute race remaining, so there's a lot of racing left. So stamina is going to be key tonight for sure. JDR right now sitting in 12th. Battle for 11th between him and Edward, 204. So not much is separating him and Edward. Actually, there's a 3-way battle for 10th, if you really look at it, between Tango, Edward, and JDR. So not much separating those three drivers from each other. One costly mistake from any of those 3 will change that whole outcome right now. So all these guys right now got Kung Fu grips. As you can see, that shit just went by. They got Kung Fu grips and all that shit. He's taking a bounce right now, so that can make a world of difference there. As you can see, the delta is definitely going down, but again, it's costly mistakes like that can change the outcome of your situation that fast. So again, a lot of these cars still have a grid stop to make. Cletus has cleared his first one. And I mentioned Cletus because Cletus is a really good driver, really fast driver for IRL, and the team driver for IRL. So he's very patient. That's one thing I will tell you. Cletus is very patient, running a consistent time of 1:33.1. So his consistency is there. So we'll keep an eye on Cletus. Right now, currently running 14th, but it's amazing. It's amazing. This grid tonight is doing really, really well. Really well. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be right back. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, and I will be right back. I will leave you in the car for that. Let's go ahead and... Right now there's a battle between Basilico and Fluka for 5. So I will leave you in the... Actually, you know what? Let's go in the car. Oh, we got this camera. Let's stick with this camera. Wait, no, so what we'll do is we'll go in the car here, and I will be right back. All right, back at it. Again, these are consistent times, man. 1:33.3. These boys is running damn near the same time. So this is definitely battles throughout the grid here and there. So, and right now the battle for 5 is real between Critical and Fluka. One costly mistake from either one of the two drivers, and bye-bye. And that'll be the end of that story. So again, as you can see, Critical is feeling the pressure right now from Fluka that allowed Fluka to make up some of that time. So now the pressure gets even closer and closer here for Basilico. And again, Basilico himself got fart bubbles right now with that pressure from Fluka, man. Again, these two brothers here are doing that Italian battle, man. This is like two godfathers going at it, like Dom Perignon. You know what I mean? So drive through for 277 car for track limits. He has 3 laps to go ahead and serve that penalty. If not, he will be disqualified. So 277 car with a drive-through penalty must be served within 3 laps or will be disqualified. Again, ladies and gentlemen, 70% of the race must be completed for these drivers to be awarded points. And again, if you look at that, actually Fluka's running faster right now. And both of these drivers look patient. Again, the track limits are wide there. We're in the car now with GLR. And that battle right there is for 1 in front of him between Johnny and Josh. If you see that, that is so close. Tango's currently sitting in 9th. So it looks like Dan is going to serve that penalty. All right, Cletus has now moved up into the 12th spot with 1 stop required. And again, consistently running a 1:33. All right. Edward in the 10th spot. Again, that battle between Critical and Fluka is intense. But it looks like there's a little separation now between Fluka and Critical. A little separation there. Not too much. And coming in behind him is Seal in 7th, 555 Porsche. So again, he still has a 9-second gap between him and Fluka. But one mistake can change anything. Again, this is racing, ladies and gentlemen. So Philip Young right now sitting 14th. Consistency is key tonight. Delta Mike is 17th. Again, we have 2 Bentleys tonight. So GLR making moves, sitting pretty in 7th. Again, 2 stops still required to make. We're under the 1 hour mark at the 59-minute mark. So plenty of racing left here. Completion time, we're looking at what? 11:30 p.m. server time. Race time. So Duck's still sitting in 3rd right now behind Josh Hart, but again, there's almost a 4-second gap between him and 2nd. That battle between Johnny and Josh is just separating them. They're separating themselves from the field just because the competition and I mean, if you look at the map up there, look how close that is. So, and right now, 4th is chasing. I mean, it's still a gap between 3 and 4. It's almost a 5.5 second gap. So, it has spread out some. So right now, the battle for 1 is real. It's Rizzle. And right now, Johnny's leading the charge. Has maintained that lead since the green flag was initiated. Still curious to see how he slipped in there and got that one from Josh Hart. Maybe maintain. I don't know, because he did have the outsides. I don't know. I would love to see how that happened. But right now, this battle here is insane for 1. Right now, Johnny still holds the race fastest time of 1:31.4. I don't think the 1:30s have been broke yet. On quali they were, but not on race. Quali's fastest time on quali was 1:30.4 by Josh Hart. 1:31.4 has not been broken yet on the race. So again, race and quality, two different outcomes. Again, this battle has been like this since the green light, ladies and gentlemen. Since the green light, the battle's been like this. This shit has not changed at all. All right, looks like Jerry is sitting 16th there, still. All right, so JDR is now in 10th in the Lambo. Cletus moving up into the 11th. It's almost a 3. Yeah, Cletus is right behind JDR there. 3 seconds separate them two. And again, Cletus is consistently running right now with that under 3 seconds. Vieira not looking bad in the 8th spot. Not looking bad in 8th. Still running consistently 133 mark. So Vieira looking good in the Ferrari 571. Again, ladies and gentlemen, IRL Sim Racing. Make sure you look at our description here. Our Discord is provided there if you want to join any of these series. If you want to participate in any of these series, for all our viewers and those that are watching, please, on the description of our YouTube page, you're able there to find our Discord. Join our Discord, and in there it is pretty much anywhere where you need to go. Is self-explanatory there. When you come on board and you pick what series you want to race, and you will only be notified of those series, be pinged about those series only. So if you want to be part of the adrenaline, the competition, the quality of the grids, be sure to join our Discord and our league. We race every Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Saturday, 3:30 Eastern USA time, which is, I think it's evening for EU guys. That's our EU division. Sundays is our Americas division. We run Sunday, Infinite Sundays at 8 o'clock. And then Infinite Sprint Mondays is we run Sundays at 9. Infinite Sundays, we start race time of 8, I believe it is. So, 9 o'clock, we start the race. So we race pretty much the whole weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Our partner league, Stampede, races on Fridays, and TNRL, which is our overseas partner league. They run PS4 and PS5 on Thursdays. Thursday nights over there around 2:30 p.m. daytime here on the eastern side of the USA. But nonetheless, they still host PS4 sides. We do not run PS4, we're strictly PS5 league. So please make sure that you look at our Discord partner leagues, and on there we have all our PS5 partner leagues there that you can join and be part of. But if you definitely want to be part of IRL Sim Racing on PS5 console, be sure to join our Discord, join any of our series that you're interested in, and I promise you, you're going to enjoy every single race that you participate in. The grid qualities, we strive to keep them as a quality grid over quantity. Any day of the week. Give me 1 second here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I do apologize there. All right, right now Fluke is still sitting in 6th. Again, a little bit of separation there between him and Critico, not much. Again, there's still requirements to be made on pit stops from some of these drivers. So these positions, and they will change as the race continues. I promise you that. Strategy's going to have to play a big factor tonight with 2 stops and an 80-minute race. So. All right, Tango 2 still sitting in 12th. Again, that battle for 1, it is amazing right now. It is happening right now. That battle for 1 is so in its tight that one mistake from any of the 2 drivers, the separation will be there. But Cletus has now made his way up to 10th spot. So Cletus is now in 10th, has cleared one of his requirements. We'll see how his strategy will pan out, or what his strategy is for the second stop. Right now we're at the 52-minute mark left into the race. And again, it is a night race tonight. All drivers are still on the track, which is all 18 drivers are still on the track. All right, so in ninth right now is Edward 204. He is currently running in ninth. Cletus is still closely behind him, a 4-second gap. But again, Cletus has been running consistent 133s. But again, Edward has been running consistent low 134s. So he's looking at hopefully finding some pace here to maintain that there. But again, he still has 2 stops to go. Critical still sitting in 5th. Philip Young still in 17th, looking at making some ground. Delta Mike sitting in 16th. GLR 7th place still. Let's see what his time is going to be here. All right, so he was a 133.4. So again, still consistent. Not too far off his 132 best, but nonetheless still very consistent. Very consistent. Okay, then we have Rapid Duck still running 3rd. Nothing has changed for the front 4. Nothing has changed at all. Just a little separation. A lot of separation between 2 and 3 and 3 and 4. But 1 and 2 are pretty much neck and neck with each other. And Duck is looking at making some ground, hopefully catching up. The only thing, the strategy here is going to be see who pit stops first. They're going to be watching each other, see who goes in first. For the front runners at least, and they make their strategies from this. So Rapid Duck gets a little bump there. Again, those bumps do slow you down, but then again, he still maintains that car control. Still running in 3rd, in front of VMX, who's currently in 4th. Almost an 8-second gap between him and Duck in 3rd. But again, still have a lot of pit stop requirements to go. So Johnny's still running a 132.2, close to Josh Hart behind. I mean, Josh Hart is it's right there, 132.3. So slightly faster. I mean, these 2 guys, you saw that. Was that 1 car or 2 cars? 2 cars. Okay. Dennison 16. Jerry, I think, has made some moves here now, up in the 14th. Running a 140 was his last time. Again, the tires were 50 minutes left into the race. So right now we have ran about 40 minutes. A little under 40 minutes. All right, so Irish will come in and complete one of his 2 requirements. All right. All right, that was Bernie still running in 14th. Alright, so stop and go for Delta Mike. Stop and go for Delta Mike in the Bentley. Alright, we have JDR in 10th still. Vieira currently still sitting, what was that? 8th. Fluka, this battle here between him and Fluka now you see cars have gotten in between Critical and Fluka. So GLR currently running in 12th. So again, this is not new. This happens all the time in racing. GLR racer in 12th has cleared one of his stops. The Tango 11th. So Cletus has now made it into 9th. Has passed, overtaken JDR 317. There's a 5-second gap between him and JDR, but now there's still a almost a 26-second gap between him and 8th Vieira. So Cletus has a lot of ground to make up still, even though he's running 9th. He still has a lot of ground to make up between him and 8th Vieira. But again, plenty of racing left. We're at the 47-minute mark before the race is over. So Edward now into the 13th spot. Again, a lot of Ferraris and McLarens tonight. Critical still holding on to that 5th. And again, you see a lot of 2s left on that pit stop requirement, so looks like 33 car has cleared that pit stop, that stop and go requirement. So the stop and go has been cleared. Philip Young sitting in 16 in the 989 Bentley. All right, so let's go ahead and go to Johnny B and Josh Hart. So now a second separation between 1 and 2. And I'm telling you, man, these boys got kung fu grips on these wheels, man. I'm telling you. One sneeze, one anything, they can lose focus. Look at that, 132.3, 132.6. So this is a juicy battle. It's been like this the whole freaking race. All right. So looks like Johnny in the grid is going to be approaching a back marker here. Philip Young, 3 seconds in front. We're pretty consistent between these two warriors here, man. They've been at each other since the beginning of the race. They're not going to let up either. It's not going to happen. They're not letting up. They're too stubborn for that shit. They're not letting up. So we're going to see how this is going to end tonight with these two. I wish I was able to do a podium interview. I'm telling you, if Ghost was broadcasting this, it would be insane right now. But I'm trying to give you the best chocotainment available to you, to your ears, to everything. But our league is definitely growing. Again, if you want to be part of this insane competitive racing here, because these guys compete at a high level, man. These guys put in work during the week. We give the safety briefings to ensure that the drivers understand what we require, what we're looking for on these races, and we have changed some of the ways we're doing things as far as the quality and the standards. So standards are not met, they will be penalized. I mean, it's driver common sense most of the time. But we provide those driver safety briefings to avoid catastrophes and issues. Now, you're still going to inquire that off and on. It's unavoidable as you get new drivers into your community. But on those driver safety briefings, we stress it out as much as we can because we want everybody to finish and have a great time doing it. But while being competitive and putting in the work, and we just don't want people to ruin people's races, and just want everybody to finish and have a good time. And thus far, we have been able to accomplish that on both our Saturday, Sunday, and Monday series. And again, we try to prevent as much of it as we possibly can. Sometimes it will happen. We let the stewards handle that situation, and we have the teaching after that, and we go from there. But nonetheless, if you want to be part of this excitement, this competitive nature of racing, be sure to join us. Join our Discord, and we'll lead you in the right direction. So there's nothing we won't be able to answer for you that once you join our Discord. So we'll make sure you get where you need to be. Make sure you're all squared away. You can find us on SimGrid 2. We're also available on SimGrid, IRL Sim Racing. Again, right now we're only running PS5. All right, so looks like Josh Hart is going to take his pit requirement. Is this Josh? Yeah, Josh is going to take his requirement. Johnny's going to stay out on the track. So we'll see how this strategy works out for Josh Hart. being that Johnny still has 1 requirement left. Blocks is going to take 3 and Critical 4. So those guys are still going to stay out there. And Josh Hart from the leaders of the pack will be the first to take the stop. And we'll see how this pans out for him. Not sure what he's taking here. Fuel, tires, don't know. But we'll find out here how this pans out, how this strategy pans out for him later. So now's when you're going to start seeing lead changes here and grid changes here. So stay tuned, folks. We still have 42 minutes left. So we'll go to the DNSN is currently in 15th. Jerry in 17th right now. Lime Green, McLaren. A lot of McLarens tonight. A lot of McLarens, but we love it. We love it because it looks like it's McLaren versus Ferrari tonight. But McLaren is leading the charge this evening. That's for sure. That's for sure. All right, so Hart comes out of the exit, out of the pit. Has cleared one of his 2, and so has GLR. I don't think anybody has completed both yet. So JDR still staying at 9th, goes into the pits. So he's going to clear that 1 of 2. And again, at the 40-minute mark. So it looks like a lot of these drivers have decided at the 40-minute mark to go ahead and take their first stop requirement. So Vieira Damu's up in the 4th. Due to the strategies right now. So Luca Namu's up in the 3rd behind Blocks. So Blocks is now into the pit stop. He's gonna clear his 1 of 2. And I guarantee you Rapid Duck will follow suit. So Racer also goes in. And again, you want to make sure you practice these pit entries and exits. You do not want to hit with that stop and go just like some racers have already. So entry and exit will get you penalized if you go too fast in or out. So again, those are part of practice during the week that you should do, is the pit stop, entry and exit. Somewhat tricky. Masano's one. Zotter's another. So the pit entries and exits, they're varies track to track, but they're good to practice entry and exits. So GLR will take his. Tango is 9th still, has cleared 1 of 2. So you can see now people are starting to. Oh, Tango loses grip in the rear, loses some of that traction, and allows Edward to follow suit. That helps Edward capitalize on his mistake. So now that has closed the gap. Now allows Edward to compete for that 9th spot since the gap has been closed. So now this has now become a battle due to that mistake from Tango. So now Tango's under pressure from Edward, who's sitting in 10th. So this chicane's a deal breaker here. This chicane's important. And again, no bouncing there. Man, that was perfect there. Looks like both cars made it through. So Cletus is now advancing to the 6th spot with 1 requirement left. Has lost some ground there on the last lap. So he's definitely looking at making it up now. I'm not sure if he's losing that. Might be a tire change for some. Might not. Don't know. That's the king. I would lose a lot of time there in that first turn, at least for me and my Ferrari. All right, so Cletus is in 6th right now. I'm not sure when he's going to take that pit stop. He's going to stay out right now. Rapid Duck is still out there. He has done 1. We're still in 10th, chasing down Tango. So this battle right here. There's a battle for 9th here between Edward and Tango. Remember, Tango did have some of that car loose under him. Went off track, was able to come back in and maintain his position at 9th there. So it looks like he's somewhat, maybe had created somewhat of a separation between him and Edward. Enough to feel comfortable. Again, that should look closer on the daggone mirror for sure. But right now, Consistency is going to be key for the next 37 minutes of this. Oh, so Tango loses it again. That helps Edward now advancing to the 9th spot. Again, so costly mistake from Tango. Cost him his 9th position. Looks like the car is getting loose on him. So I'm not sure what's going on with the car, but definitely cost him mistake from Tango, at least to maintain that 9th spot. Edward goes a little wide there, allows Tango to create that closure on the gap there. So we'll come back to this battle here, but 2 costly mistakes from Tango. Unfortunately, has cost him a grid spot here, a spot on the track here. So we'll come back. All right, so Delta Mike is still pushing, sitting at 17th. We're at the 36-minute mark. All right, GLR is now into the pit stops along with Rapid Blocks as they clear their final requirements here. So MX is now out of the pit lane. He now is exiting pit lane, puts him into the 6th position. Blocks has now cleared all his requirements. All requirements have been cleared. We still have Duck and GLR still sitting in there. So Blocks is now in 6th, back out on the track. Johnny B still holding on to that P1. He has cleared one of his requirements. Now, will he come in or will he stay out? Blocks has cleared his. Looks like Rapid is not going to clear his. The question, all right, so 555. 555 car has a stop and go penalty, must be served within 3 laps, and that is GLR Shield. I told you, ladies and gentlemen, it's good to practice your entries and exits as well during the week while the server is open for your league, due to the fact that those stop and goes can affect you on your race outcome, because now that is an unplanned pit stop for GLR, an unplanned avoidable pit stop. So now that completely messes up his strategy and possibly his race. Due to that simple mistake of exiting too fast and your track limits. So it's good to practice that. So Josh Hart is still out there on the grid, on the track. He still has 1 requirement left. So we'll see how that goes. Vieira is now in P2 and running 2nd, but again, still has 2 requirements to go. Trust me, when you're running like that and you're mid-pack or back, that feels good when you run in 2nd in between two aliens, bro. When you run in, but don't mess it up either. At the same time, still have that common sense and knowing if defend until you can't no more. That's the rules of the game. So again, Josh Hart is a very fast driver. Very fast driver. All right, Dan Sandin. I think Dan has moved up. Jerry, not sure what Jerry has moved up or down. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But Jerry's still all the cars might lost 1 car, I think. So you must all the drivers must complete 70% of the race to be awarded points. All right, we'll award 1st through 30th. So every driver here will come out with points. It's just how many points you're gonna come out with. All right, so GLR still has that stop and go. Looks like he's into the pit lane now to clear that, but again, that's an unplanned. Now he did 3 stops instead of 2 due to the stop and go, and he's not the first. And sometimes you get him twice, and you keep doing it. So don't be that guy. Don't be that driver. Practice, practice, practice. All right, Ernie sitting in 10th right now, and 1 stop required. JDR 1 stop left. We're sitting in 10th right now. And 10-second gap between him and Tango staying in ninth. Oh, so he goes off-roading a little bit, bumping and grinding, and allows GLR, but GLR still running 15th, but definitely doesn't help get that much closer to the car in front of you. Vieira now in third. Josh Hart seems to got around him. Again, for the slower cars with blue flags, you are allowed to defend until you cannot defend any longer. If you are a lap down, you must give that position to the faster car. If you're a back marker being approached, you must give up that position to the car. Especially if you're being lapped, been lapped already too. So, but defend until you can no longer. Use common sense behind that statement. Fluka now still sitting in fourth, one requirement left. Again, this has been consistent throughout the whole race. We have not lost many drivers this evening. Only one, looks like we have one, I'm not sure if it's disconnect or if they have departed the race. Alright, we're at the 30-minute mark of our 80-minute race. Alright, see now Tango has to drive through. So now Tango has to, it's not a stop and go necessarily, you just have to keep going, but it'll take you slow as hell through the whole pit lane. So regardless, it's still a stop in my books. So now Tango's gonna go in and clear that. He doesn't have to stop, but you will see how that grid just keeps on going by. Keeps on going by. Again, it's on the driver. He must have gotten that for I think the only thing I can think of, check limits, possibly. So there's no stop here. He just keep going, but look how slow he's going. So right now he's in 10th, maybe down to 11th here soon. Yeah, 11th. So he went from 9th to 11th that fast due to that drive-through penalty. So now been cleared, and now Cletus running in 7th, has cleared all his. So now it's just bring it in. Now they just riding home. Now it's a sprint race. Now it's a sprint for the finale, the 30-minute mark. So now these guys are in sprint mode. Which is this is what we run on Mondays. We run sprint 30-minute races. We still have a fuel stop requirement of 25-second fixed fuel. But right now, these guys are on sprint mode. Stamina has kicked in. Trust me, some of these guys are worn out, especially if they started practicing from practice time, quali time, and now race time. You're looking at a total of, Jesus, over 2.5 hours probably on the grid, on the seat. Yeah, stamina. This is people start getting worn out now. And lose focus, and other drivers capitalize on your mistakes, on your fatigue. So again, we put that 1 hour practice in there to give people enough time to get home if they're out and about. You don't have to have practice no more. That's why the server's open during the week, so you don't have to put in crunch time in 1 hour. So that's a long seat time. It's a long seat time for an 80-minute race. So that's why we allow we have the server all practice during the week on these endurance races, man, because don't want to come in here and have to sit through a 1 hour practice, the quali, and the race session, and that's a lot of seat. I know my back would be through by that point. My back would be talking to me by that point, man, I'm telling you. But all right. So Edward is now in 8th. Again, still some of these drivers have cleared, some still have requirements to go. So Johnny and Josh, they're running neck and neck, but they still have a requirement, one stop requirement left. Meanwhile, Rapid Duck, MX, Cletus have cleared all theirs. So anything can change here. There's strategy behind all this racing. It's not just get in the car and go. Two stop, you have to strategize it. Because right now, Cletus does not have to stop at all for the rest of the race. Who else doesn't have to stop? Blocks doesn't have to stop for the rest of the race. So he just has to stay consistent for the next 28 minutes. 989, drive through for track limits. Has to be completed in 3 races again. Now you at a 3-stop, maybe 4-stop if that's the second time. So drive-through for Philip Young in the 989 car, that is going to be costly for your race, because now you have just added another, even if it's a drive-through, to me that's still costly. You're still in that lane, that pit lane. So yeah, so finish it out. Blocks is on stretch here. 27 minutes left into the race. So GLR racer currently sitting 14th. Again, he got hit up with a stop and go, so he could probably be up higher on the grid right now if it wasn't due to that. But right now, JDR is in front of him. He's chasing down Tango. And Tango's within closing distance. Again, JDR stands between the two. But JDR does not have to surrender that position. I don't think he's being lapped. Again, you can defend until you can't no longer. Use common sense behind that statement. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Those that are watching, not watching, will be watching. Thank you for tuning in. And for those close race guys that will be tuning in. So make sure you please like and subscribe. It helps the league grow drastically on YouTube. Puts us out there. So please make sure you like and subscribe with that thumbs up. And if you want, subscribe, get that notification. You get notifications as well. Definitely the league channel is growing. Right now we're at 168 subscribers and hopefully more. But we definitely enjoy broadcasting these races here. It's definitely enjoyable. And I haven't broadcasted in a while, so talkatainment is a little bit off right now, but I haven't broadcasted, but I do miss being in the booth here. Unfortunately, I'm by myself. Hopefully, next time I have to do it, someone's here joining me in the booth as a guest speaker. But again, I enjoy being in the booth, broadcasting some real good racing for IRL. We definitely getting bigger on the grids, and community is growing. So if you want to be part of the excitement, join us. 430 has a drive-through for speeding in pit lane. Again, practice your pit lanes because of this. Now you have another stop you have to make. That could be your second, third. It's going to be frustrating for the driver. It makes you want to quit because of that. But again, your fault. You got to practice that. Practice that shit all week, man. I promise you. You got to minimize those, because they're costly. They're going to cost you your race. And 25-minute marks, you don't have much time available right now to make anything. Right now is crunch time. There's not much time left to make up for anything. Right now it's going to, so 555 has cleared his. I think that's his second or third one. Somebody's not going in the pit to clear theirs. So Tango is still running 13th. Cletus is now in 6th. Again, Cletus just got to bring it in. That's it. He's running faster than what he was. So 132.8. So he's moving. 34 laps down. So Tango is 33 laps. So Edward is now in pit lane, clearing his last one. Went as long as he could. So now he's going to clear his last stop. Fluker still has one left. Mostly everybody has cleared theirs though. Delta Mike still in 17th. But again, I want to thank Delta Mike for running it with us, man. I want him to stay consistent with us. Again, this is one guy who's not giving up at all. Again, this guy is gonna put it in the work. And again, all I can tell him is stay with it. Stay with it. I've been there. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. I promise you. We have coaching. Newest Patreon member, so we have coaching available for you. Make sure you schedule that with MX to get you some coaching done. All right. So 430 has been cleared. 430 has been cleared. I don't think we have any drive-throughs left or penalties to be served. So I think most of these drivers are going to be. Johnny still has one to go. Johnny's still not in the clear on that P1. He still has a pit stop requirement left. So now number 14 has a drive-through for track limits. 3 remaining. He has to get them done in 3 laps or he will be disqualified. 2 now. So 2 laps remaining to complete that or you will be disqualified. Rapid Duck in 5th spot. All you gotta do is bring it in now. So we'll see how this pans out at the end. So Fluke still has to serve, but Blocks and Rapid, all they gotta do is bring it in. And Cletus close by. Well, Cletus is 13 seconds away from Rapid Duck, and Rapid's pretty consistent. So unless something, 13 seconds is a lot of gap between two fast guys that are running consistent. So we'll see what Johnny's strategy is going to be for his last requirement. Is he going to take this all the way down to the last couple minutes and do that, create that gap here? Because right now there's an 8-second gap between him and Josh, but I don't think that's enough time to hold on to that. Because if Josh gets by him, Johnny's going to have a hard time getting that back unless Josh makes a critical mistake. So Johnny's thinking about this. That's why he's still out there, because Josh has cleared his, I think. No, they both still have one to clear. I'm sorry. Josh still has one to clear. But right now, for these two, Josh is going to see who's going to take the first stop. Who's going to go in first? Will it be Josh before Johnny or Johnny before Josh? So it's the battle of the J's, man. Battle of the J's. Only Jay can tell Jay what he's going to do. So we'll see what the J's figure out. This is the battle of the J's. Johnny and Josh. Two aliens. I'm telling you, Josh Hart is one of our newest drivers, but Jesus. Boy fast. That boy fast. He ain't playing with y'all. Anytime Josh is on the grid, Johnny, you gotta bring your A game. You gotta bring it, man, because this dude is new, and he's doing this shit. He's doing this shit already. Silver on EU, doing some shit. I mean, just consistently. Last year, EU champion, the Silver. Just ridiculous. Just don't care. Just you gotta come get it if you want it, basically. And over here is no different. So the competition level in the EU Saturday series is just as competitive as the Sundays. The quality is just as impressive as the Sundays. So we enjoy that, and we're looking to make it bigger grids and just with the same quality. So we're looking for quality drivers as well. And again, we have coaching available. Become a Patreon member, and we'll give you secure number. Your coaching will be available for you by our aliens and our racing team members. You will have the coaching done by them, and I guarantee you will get something out of it, and you will be faster as long as you're implementing and doing what they're telling you to do, and implementing, just doing what they're telling you to do, and I promise you will improve. I promise you. Again, if I can make this whole grid, if I'm able to somehow create something where I can get everybody on the grid running 131s, 132s, even 130s, oh my God, I would love that. I would love that. I would love that. And again, just because a lot of you, we have come across some guys that get discouraged because as faster cars are, you want to race with these guys. You want to race with these fast guys. You want to. It makes you better. I promise you, it will make you a better driver. Race with them. They're not. If there's any mistakes done, tickets will be put in. It's a teaching lesson. We're not. As long as it's not a habit, we're not here to ban you or bash you for it. We want you to learn from your mistakes. If it's any mistake, whether it's towards a faster car or whatever, it doesn't matter. It does not matter on the grid. We want you to learn from your mistakes, and we want to teach it so you don't make it again. All right? You don't want to send drivers back to refresher servers where you need to get better at this in order for you to be on the grid again. We want to prevent that from happening. So now, Josh Hart has went into the pit. He's going to clear his last one. What does Johnny do? So Johnny's still out. Yeah, Johnny's still out there. Josh has went in. So now the question is, will Johnny create enough separation for him to pit and still have that time on exit to maintain that lead? That's the question. Because Josh Hart right now is cleared all his requirements. All you got to do now is bring it in. 18 minutes left. No room for error. No room for error. Now it's crunch time. It's been crunch time, but now it's like Now is the time where they're like, yo, let's get my thumb out my ass and let's get some shit happening. But you should have been done that half hour ago. For real, for real. With the grid quality we have, you don't have much time to, you have to know when you're going to do it, because the consistency is too consistent here. In tonight's grid, where the stop and go is going to hurt you, or any race, but extra unwanted, unplanned pit requirements due to simple, stupid mistakes, well, silly mistakes, can cost you a race outcome. But incidents we want to minimize. We trying to minimize as much on-track incidents as possible, especially ones that can be avoidable. So, all right. So we have Fluka still has a requirement left. I'm thinking he's probably the only car left on the grid. But heck, we've had drivers before, man, on Monday night sprints. I remember Ram was one of those guys who would run, have a requirement left to the last 2 minutes of the 3 minutes. The last 5 minutes of the race, Ram will be the one to go pit stop and somehow come out of that and still be within the top 5, top 8. So strategy goes behind it. So some of these guys might wait till the last minute like Ram used to do and just go in and pit stop at the last minute. And sometimes it works, sometimes it didn't. So again, it's based on the grid and what different strategies. So Fluka and Johnny still has requirements, and Jerry looks like it's clearing his. All right, Tango is down in 12th, was in 13th at one point. Cletus still sitting in 6th. Chasing Rapid, but again, like I said, Rapid and Cletus are running too consistently right now. So gaining time on the car in front of you, yeah, you see where I'm going with it. All right. So Edward was in 8th at one point, I guess, and now is in 9th again, and it stops. We still with the same amount of drivers, so that's a good thing. Again, we like to throw a mixture of different conditions, different situations on our grid, on our events, because it just trains every driver for everything. So night races, we want to throw at least 1 or 2 in there during the season, so the drivers get used to visibility being low and how to plan for that, how to race for that, how to strategize your racing habit for that, because now your markers are going to be different. You're not going to look at the track because of your visit. So those things like that. All right, we're at the 15-minute mark. Finally, 15 minutes left into the race. Again, this was a long one tonight, but we're down to 15 minutes. So please tune in, stay with us for 15 more minutes as we continue and we finish this last thing here. So again, GLR is down pit stop. Not sure if he's in the serve or has retired from the race. Not sure. He's had a great race today. Pretty consistent. So Rapid still sitting in 5th. MX in 4th. Johnny B still sitting in the lead, but again, he still has a requirement left. Now let's see if he's gonna go in this round and clear that requirement. Not sure where Josh is at behind him in 2, but he might take the opportunity here and go in, which he will not. Again, he still has 14 minutes left, so does he want to create a bigger separation? Again, only he knows his strategy. We're just guessing at this point. Looks to me like GLR still is still in the pit lane. Not sure what's going on there, but we'll find out sooner or later. All right, so Johnny B is still sitting in P1 as he approaches our jury. Sitting in 16th. And we'll see what Johnny's going to do here. Okay. Irish allows the overtake on the inside there. So great driver etiquette there from Irish. Thank you for that kindly, sir. And again, you know, if you're out of it, you know you're out of it. There's no sense in trying to act like you're doing something there. Or no, you're not. It's not going to happen. It is 42 laps by the race leaders thus far. Again, some Some have not even, some are 39 laps. So again, if you're sitting at 39 laps and the leader's at 43, you're out of contention right now. So there's no even wasting a battle or messing a battle up. So, all right. So as you can see, Rapid Duck still sitting in fifth. And again, unless something here happens, something drastic happens in the next 12 minutes and 30 seconds, I don't see the grid outcome here changing much. With the gap separations, MX might move in the third from Fluka with a 7-second gap. I don't think that's enough of a separation with the pit stop requirement to create that gap. I mean, to still maintain that on exit. So again, MX is normally an Audi driver. He's trying the McLaren out for this season, and thus far it's been running good for him. He's been pretty proficient in the car, and I think McLaren I think he's still an Audi guy, but McLaren, I think he's liking McLaren as well. So, and again, consistency 133. So consistency will bring speed, I promise you that. And these guys display it every week. So the times have been on the same range the whole race. Nice little camera there with the light blue. I like that. That looks sick. All right, enough of that. All right, so 11 minutes mark. We're at the 11-minute mark until we get a checker flag here. So Josh Hart is now sitting in second, Fluka third. So Johnny B is still in first. Gonna go around again. And not sure, I'm trying to see how much of a gap him and Hart has. Is there enough gap? Johnny might take the next one and pit. I think he has created enough separation here between him and Josh to confidently take that take the stop on this lap coming up here. Again, it's been a good race. Again, it's very close for the first 30-45 minutes of the race between the grid, and then as it started separating between the front leaders there, between, I'll say the first 5 started separating themselves from the pack, and then started separating even more there between them. But Johnny and Josh was pretty much battling it out within a second gap from each other or less for a good 30-40 minutes of the race, consistently, non-stop. It was fun to watch and fun to broadcast. Wish we had more. I wish we had the helicopter view. It would be an even better view, because you can see a lot better, put it that way, on the angles where, yeah, I wish we did bring that back. That'll be something to look forward to from a broadcasting perspective, because you're only limited to, the cameras right now suck for broadcast, in my opinion. I don't like, and that's one thing GT7 definitely has on ACC, is the broadcasting features and availability for you as the broadcaster. But I'm pretty sure something ACC is going to work on, if enough noise is made up about it. But yeah, it was something I wish they would improve on. And I can't tell how much separation it is between him and Johnny, but looks like there might be enough gap there. So I wouldn't be surprised if Johnny comes in on the next one. We're under the 10-minute mark here now, so this is like maybe, what is it, maybe 6 laps left, maybe, or less, maybe. I'm hoping nobody runs out of fuel if they strategize it correctly. So I don't see much changing from this. I don't see I don't see where Johnny is at on that map there on the top left. And I don't see. Yeah, so I think Johnny's gonna go in this one. Maybe not. Yep. I think there's enough. He's created enough separation there It's good racing tonight from Johnny, man. Really good racing. Again, when Johnny joined us, man, he wasn't as fast as he is now. I promise you that. There's no fucking way he's faster than what he is now. But he definitely became a rocket ship. Not only on our grids, but for our racing team as well. He's part of our racing team. Him and MX are teammates in the Audi. So he's normally an Audi driver. If you think he's faster than McLaren, you're lucky he's not in an Audi. So Audi is his hard choice. A lot faster, a lot more. So, yeah, that was a quick fuel stop there. So like I said, I don't see anything changing here. Or actually, Josh might be right behind him. Yeah, I think Josh is 7 seconds now behind him. And again, 7 minutes left. So we'll see. We'll see what Josh does here. The Tango and Vieira stands in the way. A couple of laps left still. Yep, still a couple laps left here. And again, there will not be a podium interview tonight due to the fact that I'm on PSN. Oh, so we have a spin out there. Who spun out? I don't know who spun out. Not sure who spun out. Was it Jerry? Oh, man. All right, so we have one car in the pit, Philip Young. Not sure. Somebody definitely spun out. I wish I knew who it was. I'm pretty sure they'll mention it on Syndicate tonight. But, yeah, Josh might be coming up on... This might be changing here. So, let's see here. Okay, this is the finale here. We're at the 5-minute mark. And then we'll have a grand finale here. But I think now, Josh has now actually closed it on Johnny. If I think. Let me see. Let me find Johnny. Yeah, Josh and Johnny only 7 seconds separate them. And I haven't seen many mistakes from our race leaders tonight. Yeah, I don't want to jinx anybody, the driver broadcast jinx, but this might get interesting here in a couple laps here. Maybe not. I don't know. The consistency is too good from these two drivers to... Oh, Philip Young, stop and go. So another stop, you have to come back in for a penalty. So again, those stop and goes have hurt a lot of drivers tonight with the entries and exits. I think it's mainly exits. And again, those are things you should practice during the week while the server for your league is up and running. That is your time to get that out the way so you won't have these issues come race day. Because they do affect the outcome of your race. It will, I'll guarantee you. And points in the championship standings. So your more experienced drivers are aware of this and take it more serious from a competitive standpoint. But again, practice that mess during the week so you don't have to deal with it on race day and have to get penalized so much and mess up your whole race strategy and all. Alright, we're 48 laps in. It's a long race. This might be the longest one of the season, I think. Definitely a long race. And you know what, you gotta give a shout out to these broadcasters, man, because give another shout out to Ghost. Ghost, we miss you, buddy, man. We hope you're okay. Another big shout out to GT45 Gaming, man. He brings this stuff in and out. Phenomenal job he does, man, on the broadcasting. Because the longer the races go, man, I don't know how he does it, man. You start running out of stuff to say, and it gets later and later. You start wanting to yawn. Yeah, man. These endurance ones can be a little too long for the broadcasting if you're not used to it. But nonetheless, I made it. I survived. We 3 minutes left. Again, no podium interview. It would have been a hell of an interview tonight for sure. But unfortunately, no interview tonight. If hopefully everything settles down in Canada, usually with those wildfires, man, it's big shout out, big prayers to the people in Hawaii, man. Wish our government could do a lot more, but again, I ain't gonna get in that conversation. But big shout out to Hawaii, man. And the people, prayers are with you from IRL, our league, and our drivers. We give a shout out to you and send our prayers out. I hope speedy recovery for the island. Well, not for the island, but for the people. Because the island's gonna take a lot of years before it can recover from that. But I want to give a big shout out to people in Hawaii, Americans in Hawaii. So, again, broadcasting is not an easy task. It's not easy. So, if your league has a broadcaster, man, don't take it for granted. This broadcasting stuff is not easy. And it's, especially when you have layouts, overlays, and stuff like that, like the stuff GT goes to be providing us, man, it's definitely appreciated. And the community definitely looks forward to the post race, and just the commentating alone just adds that extra realism. So go spread it, man. And we're praying for you. Hopefully you can return back as soon as possible. But we understand, man. That comes first. Family's first, safety's first, and we'll hope you're safe out there right now with family and friends. So I'll hold it down. I got a lot of shoes to fill, big shoes. I'll hold it down for you, brother, until you're able to get back here with us in the booth. So, big shout out to GT45 Gaming, and thank you again for all the broadcasting. We miss you today, man, for sure.
Okay, the leader is on the final.
All right, so we have the lead on the final lap. It'll be 50 laps total once it's said and done. So Johnny B is on his last lap, and I don't think Josh is gonna catch him. Yeah, it's a 6-second gap. So unless Johnny messes up, I don't see Johnny losing his race or even giving Josh an opportunity. 571 now has drive-through, but again, he will not it's not enough time to serve that. So all he has to do is just finish it. But again, I don't see it changing from Johnny. I don't see that. All right, so we'll go through it. Dan SN in 9th. Looks like he's gonna finish there. Irish Jerry in 15th. We have a stop and go for Philip Young. I think Philip just retired in the pit lane. Ernie is in 11th. Followed closely by Tango. So let's stay right here in this right here. It's for battle for, and this is points at this point. 989, stop and go cleared. So Tango and Bernie are battling right now for the position for 11. Last lap. This is nice. Wait, Tango's in 11th anyway. Yeah, so Tango's gonna
finish the race.
So congratulations to Johnny B, our race winner for this evening at Valencia round 3. Congratulations to Johnny B for taking first place in tonight's race. Alright, so Tango slips on by in 11th and takes it from Ernie. So congratulations to the grid. SDR finishes in 7th. He has a stop and go. I'm not sure what he's doing there. 5th is Fluka. Yep, 5th is Fluka. Thirteenth is GLR Racer. So we'll see how this grid shapes up. Let's go back here to this grid here. So we have Johnny B winning the race tonight. Josh Hart coming in 2nd. MX Blocks coming in 3rd. 4th is Rapid Doug, followed by 5th Fluka, 6th Cletus, 7th Vieira, 8th Edward 204, 9th Dennis N, 10th JDR, 11th Tango, Bernie 10 in 12th, GLR Racer in 13th, GLRCO 14th, Irish Jerry 15th, Philip Young 16th, Delta Mike 17th, 18th for Critical, 19th. Alright, so those two drivers didn't finish. Okay. So again, unless you completed 70% of the race, you will not be awarded any points this evening. Must complete 70% of the race to be awarded points. So we want to congratulate the podium this evening. Johnny B in first, Josh Hart in second, and Blocks in third. And fourth was Rapid, and fifth was Fluka. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, that is your finishing grid for tonight. The way it started is how it finished. Johnny B in first, Josh Hart second, Blocks third. Congratulations, podium for round 3 of IRL Sim Racing. Next week we head out to round 4. Round 4 takes us to, let me take you there now. Round 4 takes us to schedule. Let me look at the calendar here. Discord is going off right now. Alright, so we go to Brands Hatch next week. Another exciting track. Another exciting track at Brands Hatch. Alright, so please make sure you tune in. Ghost might be joining you guys next week for broadcasting. If not, I will definitely be in the booth next week to bring you another race, another round of Infinite Sundays. So next week, again, we head to Brands Hatch. Again, we running Saturdays. Let me see what Saturday's events is. Saturday's events, I think Saturday. Let me see where Saturday takes us. Saturday takes us to.
Now let's just remind ourselves how Sprint Cup two 1-hour races, 2 drivers per car.
Wow, Saturday I think we go also to Nürburgring. So both Sunday and Saturday will be at the Brands Hatch for Sunday and then Nürb for Saturday. I'm sorry. So Saturday will be Nürb and Sunday will be Brands Hatch. 2 exciting tracks, 2 really good grids. So we look forward to seeing the outcome of those 2 next week. Again, if Ghost is not here next week, I will be here. As of right now, I think Ghost will be here, but until further notice, if not, I'll take over next Sunday. Hopefully give you another good broadcast. I'm hoping I did good. But tonight you got Chocotained. And hopefully next week Ghost will take over the broadcast. And again, big congratulations to Johnny B, our grid winner. Johnny B for winning round 3 of IRL Infinite Sundays. So that being said, I am Choco2225. Make sure you join us next week. Tune in. I apologize today for no podium interviews. Again, I do not have the software Ghost has. So next week I will bring that. Ghost should have. If he's not here, it will be unfortunately the same thing for me. As I don't have too much invested in broadcasting software, stuff like that. But nonetheless, I'm gonna still be in the booth and bring you guys some good stuff. So that being said, tune in next week, Sunday with Ghost, for another showdown, round 4, as we head over to Brands Hatch. All right, and we'll see what the grid brings next week. So again, congrats podium. Thank you all for tuning in on another racing for Infinite Sundays, IRL Infinite Sundays. Please make sure you like and subscribe. It helps the league channel grow. And that being said, we will see you next week for another showdown. This is IRL Choco 2225 signing out.